has your faith been restored in this whole voting system?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know
Yeah,
you and I have talked before, and with our other group of friends that we all that of course we were saying that if Trump really loses it, it'll totally just take all the wind out of my sail as far as voting because we saw the movement. I mean, you
yeah,
saw what was going on, and we follow it pretty heavily. And so yeah, it does. It restores a lot of faith that hey, the process works.
yeah.
It's just we come out in numbers and we join together, and it's amazing what you can accomplish.
Yeah, because I know, like, we spoke in the past, just, just having conversations, and it was like, if he doesn't get this one, like you said, after watching the momentum and the snowball effect it was having with the
Right.
support that was behind him, and if they would have found a way to take this from him like they did that last one,
Yeah.
yeah, it would have been done. But I was glad to see that they weren't able to. I don't doubt they tried, but it lets you
Oh yeah.
know that our votes do matter if we come out strong enough. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it was good because I almost lost total faith, or I wasn't even going to participate in this nonsense ever again.
No,
So it
I'm
was,
with you on that. It's just it's still amazing, man. Because when you look at results and you look at this and you look at that, as far as numbers, and it's like there's a lot of people, man, that still just believe that Democrat machine, the liberal machine, and look, they can say the same about us as we're just
sure.
these, conservative regime, and I mean, you hear what's going on now with it, but. Uh, yeah, it's just
Well,
amazing, man. And look, I think statistics are gonna the more it plays out over time, man, and the more it comes out, you're gonna see when you look at the demographics and you look at the voting graphs and you see how Trump did this election versus back in 16 and the big swing in 20. It's like to me, I want to believe it more and more now that it was that there it was rigged to a
something
certain
went
degree.
on. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
know that
something went
there,
on.
there
Yeah.
there's a lot of talk about a lot of missing Democratic votes on this one compared to the
Yes.
last two elections, the
Yeah.
one previous to 2020, and then this one.
Yes.
That it's like
Yes.
20 million difference, and as
Yes.
big as an election as this one was. You mean to tell me 20 million? They lost 20 million Democrat votes. You know what I mean? And it wasn't because they
I can believe it.
changed. It wasn't because they changed to Republican. It's just all of a sudden, they don't have. There's 20 million people missing now. In other
Right.
words, what kind of bullshit did they pull on that last one? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because
100%.
because you would know if there were 20 million people that registered as Republican that were
Yes.
previous Democrats. Them stats would be out
Right.
there, but you're not hearing that. So
You're
it
not hearing
seems
that.
like this last election somehow they magically found these 20 million more people to vote.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what's
Exactly.
being talked about online. I'm not here to say whether that's true or not, but it is funny when you look at the graph of Democratic
Yes.
voters in 16, and then you look at them in 20 and it's way up here, and then you look at them in
Yes.
24 and it's right back down to where it was in 16. It makes no
It
sense at
makes
all.
no
you
sense.
know
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I just don't see, I never did understand how Biden could draw that many people. So yeah,
there's
I
no
do believe there was
there's
some
no
foul
way.
play in it. I do believe that.
And
So
fuck, eh, I'm almost inclined to believe though that he did better than her. You know what I mean? I mean, she
I could say
was
that. I could see that. Yeah.
one of the worst people you could have thrown up there. Apparently, I mean, their whole winning strategy was to throw people like Meg Thee Stallion on stage and let her shake her ass. And we're supposed,
Yeah.
as the average American, supposed to relate to that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And say, yeah, well,
Exactly.
their strategies are they're just so off the freaking the wall. I don't understand it. I guess when you're trying to pander to the younger crowd, you figure that's what you
Sure.
need to do. But the
Yes.
younger crowd aren't the ones that are running to the damn voting booths, and it's like they failed to see that.
Yes. And like we've been preaching this whole election season when we do get on here and talk, Shane, it's I've always touted it and I've always said it is that man, when you start affecting people's pocketbooks at the gas pump, at the grocery store, or whatever it might be, insurances or just even just inflation and cost of living, dude, that's gonna sway people's votes, man.
It
I
is
don't
a
know what
lot,
else to say about
a
it. Yeah,
lot more than some woman on stage shaking her ass, and a lot more than you know
absolutely.
Taylor Swift telling you to run out and vote. Who can buy an egg
Right.
farm? I mean,
Yeah,
most people were
right.
concerned about the price of a carton of eggs, and this bitch could own all the eggs in the country if she wanted to,
All she wants.
telling you
Yeah,
how to vote. You know what I mean? Yeah,
exactly.
it's
It
now
is.
I hear a lot of even Democrat strategists and infighting within the Democrats themselves about how, look, we may need to change this message. It's not working. You
Absolutely.
know what I mean? And
No,
it's amazing that that's even a argument within the group. You know what I mean? They should all
absolutely.
be on that, but they're not. They're still the ones, I
They're not.
guess, that want to run with the whole celebrity thing. But you are seeing more and more of them come out, saying that, man, maybe this isn't the way we need to be going, you know?
And look, I believe the civil war in the Democrat Party has already started, man.
Mm,
They are
you
feeding
know it
on
has.
each other now, and they're blaming, Kamala's
I love
blaming
it.
Biden, and
Yep.
and Biden's blaming Obama, and this one's blaming that one, and it's just. And look, I love to see it. I think
I
it's
do
the
too.
greatest thing in the world. I want to see them melt, So
I do too, and it is. That's what they were talking about. Is one camp's blaming it on the other,
yeah,
and it's like
exactly,
no, there's so much blame to go around, but I think the majority of the blame just lies on these people that strategize behind the scenes to say, okay, this is what we need to campaign on, and when you start
right,
campaigning with thinking that these celebrities have more power than they do, the average
right.
American, they don't want to hear that shit from people that are living up in mansions and
No,
haven't seen the price of a gallon of milk in years because they don't even shop for themselves. We don't want to hear that
exactly.
nonsense from them, and
No,
it's for some reason the
exactly.
Democrats think that's the way to do it, and it
That's
totally
the way to convince
backfired.
people.
I loved it
Oh,
because even these celebrities are having a meltdown because I think they had to realize that nobody gives a fuck what you
fuck
think,
about them.
and they don't know how to take
Absolutely.
that. You know what I mean? They're so used to being put on these pedestals that when it does happen, they're like, well, wait a second. I have 2 albums that went platinum. It's like nobody gives a fuck about your
Yeah,
political
nobody cares.
opinion. It's
Yeah, nobody
crazy.
cares. Yeah, they live in these ivory towers, and if most of them aren't worth 100 million plus, maybe billionaires, and it's just it never convinced me. I was never swayed by any of that. Uh, and yeah, it's just amazing because you listen to the shows, you follow it on X, and boy, I love to see them just blame game, and
I
they had
love
a
it.
good stat that came out this afternoon that that Biden campaign, man, they spent almost $1 billion, bro.
I saw that, and then they wind up,
Yeah,
like, in the
20 million
hole.
in debt in the hole. It's like, holy shit.
How do you get
Holy shit.
$1 billion and then you're in the hole afterwards? And these are the people that are supposed to be running the country, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. It just makes you think too, like, what did they pay Beyonce and Eminem and, like you said,
Yeah,
Cardi B and
yeah.
Megan Thee Stallion? What they paid those people for a 2 or 3 minute speech,
Well,
to
and
come out.
that's where some of the money went for sure. I mean,
Absolutely. Yeah,
they were paying these
absolutely.
idiots to get up there. I mean, I don't know if every celebrity that endorses them is paid, but you can guarantee a big portion of it is. That's probably why Beyonce didn't sing that night. It wasn't enough money.
Right.
It was just enough to get her
Absolutely.
on stage.
Yes. Yeah,
But
exactly right. It's crazy.
no,
It is
it's
crazy.
awesome. It's awesome to see, man. I love it.
Yeah,
We getting him back in there. He's already making moves. It's fucking
already.
amazing, and the left is already freaking out. I love to see it because they're freaking out over nothing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
just
They're in
crazy, man.
total meltdown.
I have someone in my family that's we'll say friends with a young black male. Now
Right.
he's under the impression because of his side of the family that's convincing him that now you need to be careful because the cops are going to be out to just basically do whatever they want to black people now. Like
Isn't that
that's
nice?
because Trump won.
Yeah. Right.
And that's the type of shit that side really starts to believe because it swayed the way this person voted. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I'm
Yeah,
thinking, who
absolutely.
it didn't happen the first time Trump was in office, so why would he do it now? And I mean, it's not like and they acted like he was running around campaigning on that. Like when I'm in,
Yeah,
the cops are going to
exactly.
be able to do whatever they want to minorities. I mean, come on now, the
Right.
goofiest shit that these people pick to run with, and look, it's not saying nothing bad about this person because in his mind he really believes it. You know what I mean? And it's a
Yeah.
shame because he shouldn't feel like that. You
Yeah, and he
know?
shouldn't have to live with that kind of worry,
No, no, not
You
at
know?
all. Because for one, it's not true. But that's what that side does to people like that.
Right.
They
Exactly.
scare the shit out of them to where
Yep.
there's a big portion of them that are gonna believe the nonsense, and they live
Yep.
in hell because now they're so afraid to even walk out the house now because Trump is president. It's like, come on, man, stop
Mhm.
doing that to them people.
Yes, exactly right. No, I'm 100% with you, you know? Yeah, it's just, like I said, I'm ecstatic. I really am. I feel like maybe we can get back to some of these, to the family roots and back to our traditions of this country, and bring back some civility, man, in this country, and try to get some stuff under control. And look, do I think Trump can do it all? Probably not. I mean, and look, my opinion, what I think the Democrats have done over the last 3.5, 4 years, dude, I don't know if it's changeable, you know,
Yeah, well, yeah,
what
not
they've
not
done.
not like quick. There's no fast pace
Right.
to changing what the Democrats have
Absolutely.
done by any
Yeah.
means, but
Yeah.
it's a hell of a start. Just getting him fucking elected and him winning that in the landslide that he wanted. I mean, it wasn't even a
Absolutely.
competition. It was
No.
amazing to see. So
Yes.
I think it's a hell of a start because it shows you that the big portion of America is on board. You know what I mean? Like we
Yes.
at least come together on that. Let's get him
Yep.
in there. I mean, I love what he's saying. I love the team that's around him. I mean, two, 2025 should be an amazing year, because
It
the
should be a
man's
very
already at
amazing
work.
year. Yeah.
Yeah, he's already
He
working,
is.
you know?
Yeah. Already assembling the cabinet and his staff, and I'm sure he's interviewing, and I'm sure he's doing what he has to do. Yeah, it's look, I don't know. Like I was telling you earlier when we were talking off air, and it's like Chicago's protesting, Portland's already rioting in some areas. It's just,
Yeah,
and it's like I
you
don't know. I just don't get it. You
you're
know?
seeing some of it, but I will say you're not seeing like you were. You know what I mean?
No,
Like
no,
when he
no.
first won, because I think even a lot of those people are over the bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
they, for one, they realized that well, he was president already, and the world didn't come to an end. So it's like I'm not going to get all worked up in this frenzy and go out and risk getting arrested and all the nonsense that you got to go through to be a damn rioter. So you do see it calm down a lot, at least. You know what I mean? Now, if you get on like TikTok or X, you see a lot of people that are unhinged about it making videos. But as far as being out there in the street destroying shit, you don't see a lot of that. And I could see you froze up. So, what's up, y'all out there in YouTube world? My co-host is froze up right now, but if you are with me, I don't know how excited y'all are about the Trump win. Me, I'm ecstatic. I think it's great for the country. Where y'all checking in from? We'll wait for my co-host to get back. I'll keep it going. As you know, out there, Trump landslide victory. A lot of red going on in the country. It's good to see. Myself, I'm not a hardcore conservative, so to say, but I am a major Trump supporter. Being that he basically went in there and took on this damn establishment, kicked their ass. I love to see it. I couldn't be happier. I mean, it was a hell of a night. I'm hoping everybody enjoyed it as much as I did. So, y'all give me a second, Brad. Brad, my co-host, dropped out on me. Must be his service. But anyway, a lot of people mad, uh, watching them online throwing fits. A lot of threats I'm seeing, and I think it's just people just trying to get attention. If you scroll TikTok, it's just a bunch of basically mad white liberal women out there throwing fits. I've seen a few with, I mean, threatening lives. It's crazy. It's threatening people's lives on there. Now, me, I get on there and I make call somebody a dumbass and I get banned. But I'm watching all these other videos of people up there threatening the lives of white males because Trump won. I mean, it's crazy to watch the breakdown that people have over any president winning. I don't get it. I mean, I would have been upset had Trump lost, but to go that far to where you just want to start, basically threatening people's lives or just being afraid to leave your house now because Trump is president. And this whole nonsense, as far as what they tried to scare the shit out of women, like you were just going to have no rights to exist in this country, was just, it was crazy. I don't see how people fall for it because never once has that come out of Trump's mouth. Never once. Y'all don't mind me. I'm looking at the comments. Congratulations. Hey Gina, what's up? Max or die. You got a day off. That's awesome. The whole country should have had a day off. We should have been celebrating. I love it. Max says my work gave a day off. I love it. Where are you from, Max? What state? I don't want you don't have to get too personal, but what state are you in? So anyway, while I'm waiting on Max's answer. But like I said, women's rights. Y'all have to calm down out there. Y'all have to calm down. Michigan. Oh, hell yeah. Love it that he won Michigan. Max is in Michigan. But anyway, the whole plan behind Trump's agenda with any of this abortion shit or anything that y'all are freaking out about or that women are out there freaking out about is just giving the states back the rights to make those decisions. Now, some people still argue that somebody's making a decision for a woman, but I think for the most part, it's more about this late term abortion shit, which I don't know how anybody can be on board with that. I mean, I'm sorry. I know some people like to buck the system and just act like they agree with that shit, but I don't see how anybody can really agree with that. And of course, the incest thing and the RAPE stuff. I mean, never once did he say you were going to be stuck with a child no matter what. It's giving it back to the states, and that's as far as it goes. But they have these young women freaking out like I said, like they're not even going to have a right to exist because Trump is in office. Y'all have to calm the fuck down. It's not that big of a deal. None of this shit. None of it is. And people freak out to the point of where I watch them. They're breaking down. They're in tears. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like I said, I would have been pissed. I would have been a little irritated had Trump lost, but I'd have just got up and went on about my day the next day, aggravated. I mean, yeah, it just gets very overwhelming with some people and their emotions when it comes to these elections. Calm the fuck down. Yep, Gina's right. Thanks, Michigan. That was awesome. Awesome to see. I don't even know. Do y'all any of y'all know did they call Nevada yet? I haven't seen. I hadn't paid much attention in the last few hours. And I'm sorry. I'm getting a text message from my co-host there. Let's see. He got kicked off for some reason. But anyway, it's awful. Let's see what Gina's talking about. It's awful. These women don't realize they need to educate themselves. You're right, but I will say a lot of it is the media. A lot of it is social media and these celebrities that a lot of these young people do follow. These celebrities come out like Katy Perry, J Lo, and the rest of these people, whoever they follow, and they come out and they start selling this shit to these young people, and they believe it. They fall for it hook, line, and sinker because they're not going to take the time to go do their own research. They're just going to believe it because a celebrity said it. That's the kind of pedestal for some reason we put these celebrities on in this country, and it's ridiculous because they don't know any more than we do. No more. They think they do because, they're followed by a bunch of people, but they don't know shit. We won Arizona and Nevada. Love it. Love it. Such a good day. It was just good to see that many people in the country come together. I mean, it really was because it basically won the popular vote. Looks like he got all the swing states. I mean, it couldn't have got much better. I mean, unless he would have done what Reagan did back in the '80s, where I think he won every single state but one. But hell, we didn't need that. We just needed Trump in office. He's already at work. You know it because the man doesn't stop. He's trying to figure out who the hell he's going to put in certain positions, which hopefully he makes a little better decisions than he did the first time. But I think he was so fresh into the game the first time, he was getting bad advice from people that he was trusting. I mean, you get thrown into this position of being president, and there's no training for it, especially for somebody like Trump who wasn't really involved in the political world. So people gave him a hard time a little bit for the type of people that he chose the first go around. But I think he's going to do a lot better. If you oppose Trump, I think you just need to calm down a little bit, let the shit play out. I promise you, it's not going to be as bad as the media is portraying it. It never is on either side, though. Honestly, that's the media's job. They have to get you to pay attention. So the last thing they can do is tell you, everything's going to be good. Just go ahead and change the channel. You're never going to hear that come from no matter what media outlet you're listening to. So just start thinking for yourselves. Get online if you got access to X, formerly Twitter. Get on that. It can be a cesspool. It gets a little dirty and raw on there, but there are both sides of every story on there. You just have to dig for it. unlike a lot of these other platforms, including the one I'm speaking on right now. I've got to watch what I say on this half the time, because excuse me, I've had stuff taken down and I've had strikes on the account just for voicing my opinion. So that's what I do like about X. I thank God every day Elon bought it, because I don't know if people realize how important of a move that was. Very important for the country, very important for damn near the world. I mean, free speech is where it starts. As soon as you lose that, everything else around you starts to erode. And some people don't think it's that serious, but it really is. When they can start controlling what you say, then they can push any narrative they want. And that's a dangerous power for somebody to have, no matter who it is. Doesn't matter who it is. Nobody needs that much power to be able to tell somebody what they can say. It's ridiculous. And I don't know how anybody can agree with that. So anyway, I'm rambling. I'm talking. I'm ecstatic. Like I said, it's been a great day. Everybody I've been around, it's the vibes are good. Stock markets is up. It looks like everybody's just getting a little, and I know we're all riding a high right now. We're riding a high, of course, and it will all level off here soon, because honestly, we still have to make it to January, for him to be inaugurated, and anything can happen in between now and then. We've seen what they're willing to go to get rid of this man. So to say it's over with, I think it's far from over, but it's a damn good start. Like I said, watching the majority of the country come together and decide that they've had enough of what the left was pushing for the last 4 years is awesome to see. I love it. I hope y'all love it. If you don't, like I said, just give it a chance. Just don't fall for what these people in the media are telling you. Don't let them scare the shit out of you. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's a big deal. Don't get me wrong, because we were going down a bad path. But I'm saying it's not that big of a deal that Trump is in office. The man, he was already there for 4 years. He didn't do anything that they said he was going to do, as far as all the negative shit that they claimed he was going to do. I mean, hell, they sat there and said this time he's going to be a dictator from day one. He had 4 years to be a dictator the last time and never did it. Why would he do it now? That's not what he's after. It's not. I think Trump is ego driven, and I don't say that in a bad way. I think that makes it to where Trump wants to be the best president that ever existed. That's just how Trump is. He wants to go down in history as the best president. Now, if that's what it takes for him to get this country where it needs to be, his big ego, I'll take it. I don't give a shit. I don't claim to think Trump cares for me personally or anybody else, but I think he's got such a big ego and he has built up that Trump brand so big, the last thing he wants is failure. It's just not in his blood. I mean, you see how hard the man works compared to his opponent, who wouldn't take a damn interview unless it was scripted. I mean, I don't know how anybody can deny that. Give it a chance. Let's get this country back, because this country, there's a lot going. A lot of people have stuff, a lot at stake. It's not just us in America. I mean, there's a lot of shit that goes on around the world that we're involved in, especially these nonsense wars that we're always in. Trump wants to put a stop to that shit. He knows there's no need for it. It's these warmongering, these politicians that we have in this country, that they benefit financially from that shit. It's a huge money grab, big money grab. War is so profitable. So we're in these just year after year, in these senseless wars that go on forever and ever, because somebody's becoming super wealthy while we're sending our young kids out there to die so somebody else can get wealthy. That's the type of shit Trump's wanting to stop. Now, don't get me wrong. Trump will put the hammer down on somebody if they're not acting right, but he lets them know, get your shit together, overcome it. It's that simple. But there's no need to be fighting just year after year after year after year, just people dying for no reason in these fucking wars. So people like Liz Cheney can sit there and become wealthy, and these black rocks involved in it. I mean, it goes so deep. If you look into it, man, war is super profitable. We go over there, we destroy shit, and then these companies get these no bid contracts to rebuild shit. It's disgusting, and it's all on the backs of young people that they convince that you're fighting for your country. So we're going to send you over there on the front lines to die. It's terrible. And that's the type of shit we're trying to get away from. So anyway, I enjoyed running my mouth a little bit to y'all. I lost my co-host, so I'm not going to sit here and just talk to myself all night long. Hopefully, I didn't bore y'all too much with my rambling, but I'm just excited. Like I said, we got the man back. He is the comeback king. We got him, and we'll do this again soon. Y'all be good. Go Trump.